Well guys, I recently had a company reach out to do a product review for them, which I'm excited to do. And the company happens to be Super Klean. This one is a deep cleaner degreaser. See what we'll use that for. What else we got? Again, just another version, I guess, of the deep cleaner. Floor absorbent. Cool. We need this stuff, as you know. I spill brake fluid and oil and whatnot all the time. Sort of a SDS sort of information sheet. Very interesting. So I'm excited to use this stuff. I appreciate Super Klean reaching out. They're actually from, it's a Minnesota company. Obviously we're in South Carolina right now, but I'm from Minnesota. So it's kind of cool just to support a hometown, home state business. All right, Super Klean, we'll rock that for sure. Nice and soft, actually. And what else we got? A hat. Gray hat with the American flag on it. Same kind of hat as Cletus McFarland. All right, I'll rock the stars and stripes. Cool. I'm excited to try out the Super Klean products, guys. We'll do that. Maybe we'll just go ahead and do it in this video. We'll see where I include this. If this is just part of a regular vlog, or we'll just do a dedicated testing video. But I'm pumped. Thank you, Super Klean, for reaching out. Appreciate it very much. I'm excited to do the testing. So really busy day today. Oil change in the Q50. Testing out the Super Klean products and a car exhibition here in Greenville. So let's just jump into this stuff and see what happens. I also need to find some windshield wipers, and my floor mat is shot for real now, so I need new floor mats too. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I jack the car up completely in the front, but at a slight tilt toward the drain plug for changing the oil. Obviously helps you get more of that oil out, especially since we have that Z1 Motorsports metal undershroud now. And we're wondering about that access hatch. Since it overlaps the plug a little bit, we'll see if we can avoid catching any of that and messing it up. So we'll test it out underneath. Another thing, before you open the drain plug, take the oil cap off, because that just allows air to flow through the system a little bit better, and you'll drain more of it out. If you'll recall, this little hatch is held on by two 10mm bolts right now, and this is gonna really change the oil changing game for the Q. So you don't have to take that whole plastic undershroud off, which is super annoying. And now we have access to everything we need for the oil change. And just for reference, there's the fill, or the drain port, and you can see it's sort of overlapped a little bit by the shroud, so I'm hoping we don't drip oil onto it and have it drain back across the shroud and make a crappy mess underneath. But we might have to just get a funnel and just kind of direct it, but we'll see how it goes for now. Definitely catching. That's annoying. That is definitely a bit annoying that it does overlap and it catches all that oil. I used a small funnel to try to direct it, but who wants to lay under here and redirect the oil the whole time it drains out? That's obnoxious. Luckily, I thought ahead and I did shove a shop rag up in there so it couldn't go too far back, but you can see we're still getting a little bit out of these little vents and draining all the way to the back corner. So it's a little frustrating. The whole thing is about convenience, and you don't have to take the whole undershroud off, but now if you're gonna be making a mess along the whole inside of your new undershroud, that's a bit obnoxious. So I wish they would have shortened it up by another 2 inches or so. And maybe that's something they'll consider going forward for, a redesign, because this ain't gonna do. You can see how much oil that rag caught. Usually I'm very clean doing oil changes, but actually this turned out being more of a mess than normal, but I guess we get to use some of that Super Klean absorbent. A few people have asked how the carbon fiber's holding up underneath the hood. Not too shabby. carbon fiber vinyl wrap, I should say. Not too bad at all. Handling the heat pretty good. Well, despite the Z1 undershroud fiasco, the oil change was a relative success, but we have some remnants of that oily rag that we used. So no better time than now to use the Super Klean floor absorbent. Check out Super Klean products, superklean.com. This is good for absorbing oil, coolant, other fluids. They say it's industrial strength and up to 4 times more absorbent than half the weight. You can see it's almost like looks like kind of almost like a wood shavings type situation here, but we'll see how this stuff works. Obviously, just like normal, spread it out over the spill, and just got little touches here. Wait for a few minutes and sweep it up. You can see it starting to absorb into the material. We'll check back in a bit, but let's test out our other Super Klean product as well. We're gonna go in and check out the Klean Exhibition, Klean Society, Klean Exhibition. Please don't ever do this. All right, that was pretty good. Lots of really cool cars. Can't believe the amount of money in this area. Holy crap.
Oops. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you the cars that I liked. So the first one is this one. This one was really pretty. These were the second ones. This is like purpley and then purple. And lastly, I liked this one. This one wasn't in the thing. It was just like in the parking lot. Now we're just strolling around, looking at the other cars or trucks. Skyline. Cuties. Oh. OMG, no signal. He's too cool for school.
They sent me this nice breakdown of kind of concentration levels, I guess you could say. We can see here 40 times stronger than the green product and 10 times stronger than the next leading brand. I'm not sure what they consider the next leading brand, but it tells you full strength. You can use it for floor wax removal, ovens, scuff marks, shop floors. That could be helpful here on a floor like this. But what else we got? Barbecue grills, concrete, automotive parts, marine parts, and then you can break down and add it to water for these other things, plastics, garbage containers, stove tops, chrome, steel. It's pretty strong stuff. So at full strength on painted surfaces or on glass, you might want to hold off or test it out, but don't let it sit too long nonetheless. And apparently you never want to let it dry on the surface. So that's something we've got to pay attention to. But I have some old parts we might as well test it out on. Get a bit of a visual. Avoid contact with eyes. Don't drink it, obviously. So we got the old shock set up here from the car. It's a little bit crusty, a little bit grimy, a little gross. We'll just test it out here. Oh yeah, nice little foaming action, huh? I guess we'll use it on the rubber. Send it. You can see it working. gonna rotate here. Just let it sit for like a minute. I'm not sure how you dilute this, obviously in a can. Let's try it on the concrete here. Well, it's springtime, so we got a little bit of grime on the concrete. Might as well just test it out here too. I could definitely see how this would be useful if it works on your shop floor. You know, spilling stuff. We'll just try a little patch. Let it sit for a second. It's been just maybe 20 or 30 seconds, just long enough to spray that patch. Definitely breaking down the gunk and the grime. Now let's just go rinse her off with some water, see what happens. You can see all that crap running off of it. Now there was absolutely no agitation or scrubbing or anything. I just sprayed it on and let it sit. And yes, it's wet, so it's a little shinier than normal, but you can definitely tell that it is cleaned up. This rubber cleaned off the perch here. Pretty impressive. Let's check out the little concrete patch here. Look at the discoloration. You can see the dirty water. A little pressure on it. I would say it definitely cleaned it up. I don't know if I would use it personally on like painted wheels or even powder coated wheels unless you're really gonna spray it off right away and you just wanna, you know, you have some really harsh road grime or brake dust. It does remind me of like Eagle One tire cleaner, wheel and tire cleaner. There's no crazy smell. It's not, I don't really smell it at all, which is kind of nice, especially if you're in a contained environment or enclosed environment like a garage. You probably don't want to breathe it, you know, naturally, but it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell harsh, but it clearly works. It clearly breaks down that gunk and grime. But again, I might not use it personally on painted wheels just to protect them a little bit, but I could definitely see it being helpful on cleaning your tires off after, you know, several weeks maybe, if you run some like heavy tire shine like I do at times to get them shiny for a show. That can collect gunk and road dust and crap like that. So spraying this on, I could see it on those shocks that it immediately breaks that stuff down, kind of turns it into that gross brown looking liquid, and then just rinses right off with water. So really impressive stuff. I sprayed another little patch here. I'm gonna let that sit. We'll rinse it off and just see what happens. But for car parts, pretty good. Like I said, if I spilled oil normally, I would put the my oil absorbent stuff down for an hour or two or even more, leave it overnight and really try to soak it up out of the concrete. So I didn't give this much of a chance, to be fair. So we'll let it sit for a couple hours while we run some errands. We'll check back later. So again, to Super Clean, thank you very much for sending me some of your products to try out. Good stuff. My limited testing that I've done of this and a little bit of concrete and some car parts, not too bad of stuff. Not too bad of stuff. For concrete cleaning stuff, I would say it's probably good for, you know, sort of a surface cleaning. I don't know that it's going to get really deep clean and really break down oils and greases and stuff like that. But where I could see it being handy is spraying it on the concrete, letting it sit for several minutes, and then using a pressure washer behind it. I think that would really make easy work of cleaning driveways and garage floors. Adding that additional pressure of a pressure washer would make this go a long way. Obviously, as you saw on car parts, it works pretty good. I particularly like the foam version just because it kind of hangs onto the surface a little bit better. You can find Super Clean products. I would check them out at superclean.com to look for available locations, but definitely can get it at AutoZone. Tells you right there. So check the prices at your local AutoZone, see where they're at. I can't imagine they're too expensive, but I would say they're definitely worth picking up and trying out. There's some alternatives that are much more expensive, and this stuff does pretty well, particularly on car parts. I can see it being handy on on lawnmowers and stuff like that. We're going to try it out in the shower upstairs. You know, if we note anything crazy in the coming weeks and months of using this stuff, I'll be sure to let you know. But for now, great tire cleaner, really good shock and brake part cleaner I could see. Decent for cleaning off the surface of concrete, as long as you're going to follow it up with some water or pressurized water, I would say would be the best. Good stuff. But let's continue with the day. A couple hours later, let's see what we got. Still a little moisture, but again, I used pretty minimal. Well, we went to Costco and you go for windshield wipers. Literally the only thing I needed. Ended up walking out with $100 worth of crap. You know how that stuff goes, but I did find the Michelin window wipers, and they are surprisingly cheap, like less than $9 each. All the options I was finding online, except for the Amazon options, were like $25 a piece. You could find some like no-namers for like 18 bucks a piece. I'm glad I waited to go to Costco, found a great deal on them. I have heard mixed reviews on the Michelin ones, but they're sort of that hybrid, so it doesn't really matter if you get the curved ones or the straight ones. They form to the shape of the window, which is really cool. We'll see how they work, but they fit nicely, installed easily, and there we go. So we're wrapping this video up for the day. Like I said, not a whole lot going on, but a couple of tasks we want to take care of. I actually have an exhaust leak. It's been a long time since I messed with the test pipe, so I'm just gonna get under there, pull them off, and swap the gaskets. I got new metal gaskets from Z1 Motorsports, replacing metal gaskets from Z1 Motorsports from before, but it's been like 2 years. We'll just check the gaskets out, see how they look, and if we need to replace them, we'll replace them. Otherwise, we'll just tighten everything down and you know, fix that leak. You can see it's starting to get nice out. I see the robins are back in town, so birds are starting to migrate north. That just means spring is here, or at least right around the corner, which is a great sign. So we got to get to the mountains. We got to get to Till the Dragon again. Track events are starting. There's a couple in the Atlanta area, in the Charlotte area in March that I would love to get to, but they're during the week, so we'll see if that can happen. I'm 3 hours from Atlanta, about 2 hours from the track in Charlotte, so it's rough to try to get there during the day if I don't take a full day off. But I'm thinking the 8th Mile drag strip is going to open here in the coming weeks. That's local. So hopefully we can at least get a couple 8th Mile passes, and that'd be sweet. Don't forget to check out superclean.com or head over to AutoZone and pick yourself up some Super Clean products. I think you'll be happy with them, both in your home and in the garage. Pretty cool stuff, and thank you again to Super Clean for sending me some stuff to test out. I appreciate you thinking of me very, very much, and thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your continued support, and I appreciate you following along for this length of time, and there's more stuff to come. So stick around, guys. We'll talk to you in the next video.